Hello, two heads up here. Welcome to another skill training guide. If you haven't already guessed it by my inventory, it's prayer and using a gilded altar. Now here's the dilemma. You gotta get 70 prayer for piety, 60 prayer for chivalry or a stole, or you need 43 prayer or 52 prayer, whatever. And you're like, oh God, this is gonna take forever. I have to spend so much money on bones, blah 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 blah. Well, this guide hopefully will ease that process and pretty much cover everything that you need to know. Alright, so let's get started on, talking about popular bones to use. Now, the most popular bones to use are either big bones, dragon bones, or Daganth bones, which I have here. Now, I'm going to pull up the table real quick for experience. See if I can get it in there. Alright, so here we go. Here's the table. Now this is with an altar with both burners lit. We've got big bones, we got 52.5 experience per bone, which is not a ton. We've got dragon bones at 252 experience per bone, which is a lot. And then we've got Daganth bones, which is close to double that. Double that would be 504. So this is 437.5 for Daganth bones. And what you got to pay attention to when buying bones is the prices. Gold per experience. So usually the best deal are going to be the big bones. You'll spend the least amount of gold per experience. But the downside is you'll spend a lot more time using the bones. So I recommend big bones. If you're only getting 43 or 52 prayer, big bones will be fine. If you're going for that 70 prayer, dragon bones and Daganth bones are definitely the way to go. Daganth bones usually sell anywhere from 2.5K to 4.5K each, depending on how many the person's actually selling. And I would definitely buy those in the meantime while you're buying dragon bones for 70. Also, I'll sum it up here. If you remember my Zogre bone guide, which is under my magic training guide, which I'll also make a prayer training guide as well, there's Zogre bones, which are actually better than big bones, a little bit better. And they're in between dragon bones and big bones a little bit. Another thing to notice here, you can look for baby dragon bones. A few people sell those. But if you do the Zogre chess minigame, you can get all these bones. You can get Zogre bones, but you can get Fjarg, Rarg, and Warg bones from these chests while training magic. And obviously the Org bones are the best in the game, and the only place you can get them is that Zogre Flesh Eaters minigame, which I have a guide on. Okay, so let's get back to Runescape. Now, let's teleport. I'm in World 330, which is the official Gilded Altar world. And the CC for this world is 07 Altar, and that's how you spell it. 07 Altar. And usually there's someone hosting. I think one of these guys is hosting because there are a lot of people in this chat. But you just ask who's hosting. And the altars are always located in Yanil. So let's teleport to my house. I sometimes host. I don't host very often anymore because I use stun alching instead of alching for training my magic. But I'll see if I can find some time to host sometime. Alright, so now you're outside of Yanil. What you do is you ask who's hosting. I think these are bots out here. And you say go to a friend's house, and whoever's hosting, no piss lips, okay. So we'll go into my house. My house is a gilded altar and everything. I'm making this as pretty thorough as possible, so everything. I've already talked about the bones per experience, so don't be asking me or anyone else, how many bones do I need to get to 52? You can calculate it easily yourself. Just Google 07 prayer calculator. That's all you have to Google. Alright, now, so any person who has half a brain will put the altar right next to the portal. And as you can see in my house, It's pretty hard to miss. It's right in front of the portal. What you need to look out for is, oh, are these burners lit? And so if they're not lit, you don't want to use any bones unless if both burners are lit. And when both burners are lit, like they are now, you will get, once you use a bone on an altar, it'll say the gods are very pleased with your offering. If it says the gods are pleased with your offering or accept your offering, stop, because the burners aren't lit. All the burners aren't lit. It has to be the gods are very pleased with your offering. And this is pretty much what you do. You just use the bones on the altar, and you can use them as fast as you can click. Really. It's a very fast experience. And also, if you're scared about burying bones, you can go to your click options here. See, I've got 2 mouse buttons clicked. If I select it to 1, then everything is 1 click. See, it's very hard for me to bury a bone because everything, it's automatically 1 click brings up the menu. There's no right clicking that has to be done, which is pretty cool. So that's a cool little tip. Once again, that's, you toggle your mouse buttons from 2 to 1. See, normally most people have it at 2. So that's a cool little tip. It helps you from burying bones. Okay, and so once you have used all your bones on the altar, also usually the person hosting will hire someone or will be the person keeping the burners lit. Rarely, unless if you're at a private altar, does anyone else have to keep the burners lit, unless if you're using a private altar. Okay, now so you used all your bones. What you can do is either use a Castle Wars ring and teleport to Castle Wars, which is the fastest and most preferred method for me, or you can find someone's glory in the house and teleport to Edgeville. See, here's my glory, but I'm going to use my Castle Wars ring. So, teleport to Castle Wars after I use all my bones. And there I'm right at the bank. So I've got my house teleports, and yeah, I can get another inventory of bones, in my case herbs, and I'm good to go. Now some things to keep in mind. What are the prerequisites? You need 50 construction to build a house in the Anil. And that's pretty much it. This is the fastest way to train prayer in 07 currently. And it's really cheap right now. I highly recommend training prayer and getting extra prayer levels because it's so cheap, because there's not a use all button on the altar. The advantage of the way it is now is you can use bones on the altar much faster than you would with just a use all option. Other than that, I think that's all I have to say about training prayer with the Gilded Altar in 2007 Runescape. If you have any other questions, feel free to post them. Really appreciate those likes because they boost up my video in the search bar. And other than that, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.